who's an adjunct scholar at the Middle East Institute. Zubair, great to have you back.
Thank you.
Do you expect the UN to take any concrete action on this?
Well, look, the United Nations hasn't taken any concrete action on this issue for a long time. There have been a number of resolutions. Those resolutions have had little impact on the nature of the issue itself and the conflict between India and Pakistan. And so much so that now the movement is towards bilaterally resolving the problem. The last resolution that the United Nations passed was intended to make sure that things are not worsened consciously or subconsciously by any of the two countries, but that's it. So I don't expect much to happen. National interests of countries that are part, especially the permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, are such that I doubt that there will be any unified position. And so the maximum that will happen will be reaffirmation of the past statements and calling of the two countries to be able to seek some sort of a bilateral mechanism to move forward. But I don't think there will be any condemnation of the Indian position or support for Pakistan's position. Are
there any other alternatives at this point? What are the options available?
Precious little. There have been talk about going to the Islamic organization. The trouble with the Islamic organization is it doesn't have the ability to enforce, number one. Number two, its grouping is a fairly diversified group. And there are a number of countries which have tended to support the Indian position vis-a-vis Pakistan for the simple reason that they've got very strong economic relationships and they do not want to disrupt them with a major country like India. The possibility of some other country coming in, maybe some individual country would like to come in and try to provide good offices to resolve the problem, but I'm not sure that that will happen.
Is there any country that you would see sticking their neck out there?
Good point. The only country that I can think of is the United States. As you remember, the last visit of Imran Khan, the Prime Minister, indicated that Mr. Trump was quite interested in playing the role of a mediator and could very well do that. But in order to be able to do that, as you know very much, it takes two to tango. So if one party is not interested, there is no possibility of mediation. So I see precious little happening on that, except that there will be affirmation of interest and concern.
What are the regional consequences here, given that there are other territories that have a special relationship with the center?
Well, there are two things that you have to consider on that. One is the countries around the region in South Asia. India, the largest country, has territorial and other issues with countries like Nepal and Bangladesh, and also issues with regard to the movement of population from one country into India and vice versa. So there is an issue of that kind, and that will be a disturbing matter for India and for other countries to explore as to how they can move forward. More importantly, within India, there are a number of other territories which are called union territories, which have broadly similar relationships with the center in New Delhi as until very recently Kashmir had. So the point is, those territories are going to start wondering whether they will meet the same kind of status and problems as Kashmir, and how can they address it. You cannot have two different kinds of relationships existing in the country itself. It's an unstable system. Therefore, something will have to happen, because an isolated action on Kashmir, which leaves other territories high and dry, also creates difficulties and therefore uncertainties in the country.
Zubair, Iqbal, great to have you back. Appreciate you being with us.
Thank
Thanks
you very
for
much.
That.